I did not see that coming. Whew. Hey guys, Madison here, back for another Film Friday, and tonight we are escaping from Alcatraz. This is actually a very momentous occasion for me here on my channel because this movie stars the one and only Clint Eastwood. And despite being a huge fan of Clint Eastwood, I have never reacted to one of his movies on my channel because I had already seen so many of them when I started reacting to movies here that I was like, oh, I've already watched like all these iconic westerns that so many people over the years have asked me to react to, and I'm always so sad every time I have to say, I'm sorry, I've already seen Unforgiven, I've already seen the Dollars trilogy and The Outlaw Josie Wales and Hang 'em High and all of those iconic Clint Eastwood westerns that I wish I had filmed reactions to, but I just wasn't doing them at that time, unfortunately. But finally, I'm getting to react to a Clint Eastwood movie on my channel. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to watch this one for a while because it's a topic that is very interesting to me. And before I get into today's reaction, I want to draw your attention. How many of you noticed before I pointed at it? Gone Outlaw has stepped aside for a video, and we have a special guest. We have a special guest book here today. I present to you Alcatraz, The Last Escape. Check out the beautiful cover we have here. This book is actually co-authored by a good friend of mine, Mike Lynch, and he was kind enough to send me an early copy of the book, and he was like, hey, why don't you react to the Alcatraz movie starring Clint Eastwood? And I was like, heck yeah, I've just been waiting for the perfect excuse to react to that movie anyway, so let's do it. I wanted to give his book a shout out because it is super interesting, guys. If you're watching this video, I'm gonna assume you're at least mildly interested in the Alcatraz escape. And this book is all about the question, did the Anglin brothers survive? Because it's largely believed that the escapees from Alcatraz like drowned in the bay. They did not successfully, they got out of jail, but then they died. They drowned. They didn't make it. Well, this book tells another story that perhaps the Anglin brothers made it. They succeeded and they lived out their days in Brazil. They made it all the way to Brazil. And I've got to say, the evidence is very compelling. And I also want to shout out Ken Weiner, who is the nephew of the Anglin brothers. So I just want to read this section on the back here before I jump into the reaction, just to give you guys a better idea of like what this book is, what is it about, what are you in for if you read it. So here it goes. Did the infamous Alcatraz escapees survive and go on to live new lives in Brazil? This book makes the case that they did. It is widely believed that when Frank Morrison brothers John and Clarence Anglin escaped from Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary on June 11, 1962, they succumbed to the frigid waters of San Francisco Bay. No trace of the men has ever been found, only their makeshift raft, but in this re-examination of the escape and its aftermath, the Anglin brothers' nephew, Ken Widener, along with Mike Lynch, presents compelling evidence that Widener's uncles survived and eventually made their way to Brazil, where they married and had children. Using records from sources including official government documents, the authors not only show how mobster Mickey Cohen may have been involved in the escape, but also include revealing letters from fellow inmate Whitey Bulger, a lot of you may know that name, and recorded testimony from the person who facilitated the prisoner's escape. In addition, a 1975 photograph of the brothers in Brazil has overcome skeptics' challenges to its authenticity. This book provides a plausible outcome to one of America's enduring mysteries. So as you can see, super, super interesting. I find the evidence very compelling. It is definitely worth a read. So if you're at all interested in the Alcatraz story, you're going to want to check out this book, Alcatraz, The Last Escape. It is out now, so you can go and get your copy. Wait, don't get it yet. You can go and order it as soon as you're done watching this video. Alright guys, so without further ado, as is probably already obvious, I find this topic very interesting, and I'm very curious to see which narrative this film promotes. Is it going to be the one where they drown in the San Francisco Bay, or are they going to escape? It's time to find out. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's watch Escape from Alcatraz. That startled me. We're jumping right in here. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I was assuming Clint was playing one of the brothers, or Frank, but he seems to be going of his own free will, so is he playing like a law enforcement officer? Okay, he is a prisoner. So bright. That would be the worst feeling, like having a giant spotlight following you. Why is it tracking the van? Like, why? Oh, this is also based on a book.
Strip down.
What do you think he's hiding in his hair, dude? I bet it's quite cold in there. They still haven't given him a prison uniform? They're just parading him naked through the hall? Is this all part of the humiliation process?
Welcome to Alcatraz.
Ominous thunder and lightning. And then it's so nice and pretty in this shot.
Better break your collar, boy.
He ain't no boy, look at him. He's a man's man. Let's see what the menu's like in Alcatraz.
Hey, no forks.
See any?
Eating noodles with a spoon, that's no fun. Can't even see what that is. I don't know, guys. I'm trying to grade the menu here. Maybe a 2-star? Those noodles look kind of sketch. That's not creepy at all. He's like, suddenly I've lost my appetite.
Hey, what's your pasta?
You see any?
I see pasta in my sleep.
So they serve only sketchy pasta every day. I think I'm gonna have to give that menu a 1-star. Nope, that's a big nope from me. Me and mice? We are not friends. We do not get along. This dude's like very territorial. He's already like sniffing out the new guy, trying to intimidate him. Probably gonna try to beat him up later. He's asserting his dominance.
Ward wants to see you.
Does he? Or are you one of those like guards who's been paid off? Nope, he was telling the truth. Cool, like mini replica.
From this day on, your world will be everything that happens in this building. You will shave once a day. You will shower twice a week. Cut your hair once a month. Now, the privileges. Visitors, you're allowed 2 a month. What names do you have in mind?
I can't think of any offhand.
He speaks.
Burglary, armed robbery, grand larceny.
What about burglary?
You've escaped from quite a few prisons, haven't you? No one has ever escaped from Alcatraz, and no one ever will.
Frank's like, watch me. What is his fascination with nail clippers? Is he like OCD about his nails? They're already short, dude. Leave him alone. Did he steal one of those? Oh, he did. And the warden did not even notice. If he's so obsessed with his nail clippers, he should have noticed a pair was missing. He was so busy reciting his monologue that he was totally oblivious. No. No.
Did you go everywhere together?
Sure, even to bed together.
Nope. That dude freaks me out, man.
I'm looking for a new front. I just found it.
Why don't you show her what you can do?
Oh, he just got shown up. Note to self, do not mess with Clint Eastwood. Got it. Even without his 6-shooter, he's deadly.
Can you read, boy?
As long as it's in the English language. Boy.
Sassy.
10 years ago, I was in this bar in Alabama when 2 dudes started hassling me. That was their first mistake. They pulled knives. That was their second mistake. They didn't know how to use them. That was
Their
the last
third
mistake
mistake.
they ever made.
Oh, their last mistake.
Seems like you could have pleaded self-defense.
Yeah.
The dudes were white, man.
Tell me something. You through killing white guys?
Why?
I just figured maybe next time I wouldn't turn my back on you.
What's your name, man?
Frank, what's yours?
English.
Get the feeling that's not his real name. That is a lot of books. But then again, he's going to have a lot of time on his hands.
Hi, I'm Bugsy. Hey, you're new. I haven't seen a new guy in 6 months. How the Brooklyn Dodgers doing?
Moved to L.A. 2 years ago.
Kidding?
Warden don't allow no books in these cells.
How come?
There's no light in them.
Why is there a man screaming in the distance? They can paint in prison. That's a positive.
What's the flower?
That's something inside me. They can't lock up with their bars and wolves. I'm Doc. You scared of dying?
I don't think so.
You better be. You heard Wolf. Wolf's gonna hurt you.
He will try. I remember, I think one of the Englund brothers painted. So it's interesting that this character's painting.
Where you going, Cracker?
Eight.
Something special about those steps?
The higher you sit, the more status you got.
Aha.
Now, I figure there's 2 reasons why you didn't sit down on my step. Either you too scared, or you just hate moving. You too scared?
I just hate moving.
I don't believe him.
No one's ever busted out.
First, you've got to get out of the cell. And there ain't no way to tunnel out either. This island is solid rock. It's over a mile swim to land. The water's so cold, it will numb your arms in a matter of minutes.
Don't forget the sharks.
There are 12 counts every day. We count the hours, the bulls count us, and the king bulls count the counts.
I'm not sure who this actor is or if I'm familiar with him, but he's got an epic line delivery. That was good.
I'm assigning you a permanent job, a carpentry shop. It's a paying job.
How much?
15 cents an hour.
That's not a lot.
Including busting out? Hey, maybe there's a way out. The ventilator shafts on top of our block.
Uh-oh, here he comes. He's mad. I hope he's not hiding a shiv in those pockets.
Wolf's coming at you.
Is he handcuffed?
Yes, he's right.
Oh, he did have a shiv. Sometimes I hate it when I'm right.
Like D-Block, Wolf? You're gonna rot in there for a long time. D-Block, Morris.
He didn't do anything. He was just minding his own business. And that brute just came at him. It's bad enough being in a jail cell, but being in the dark, that would drive me crazy. I don't know how long I could stand that before I just lost it. Really? I think this guy's enjoying his job a little too much.
Warden don't like inmates fighting. Don't like them sticking up their cells either.
I wonder when he's gonna meet the Englund brothers, unless that guy who said his name is Doc is actually one of the Englund brothers. We've already met one of them.
Going back to your cell.
Well, that's a relief. At least he's got a cot in there. Does he have something tied onto him? A message rodent.
Is anybody over there?
Yeah, me.
Come on up front and say hello.
Don't worry, I washed it.
How you doing, neighbor? I'm Charlie Butts.
Collar.
Hmm.
How's the painting going, Doc?
You mean the one of the warden? It's nearly finished. Painting the warden? Very inspiring.
I don't know if that's the word I would use to describe him. It's quite a likeness. He likes it. I don't know if I would like it. He's got kind of a cray-cray look on his face, which is accurate, but I'm surprised he liked it.
I want painting privileges taken away from Chester Dorton.
Oh, so he didn't like it.
When do you want the suspension to begin?
It's not a suspension. It's an elimination.
Man, that's not fair. Let the man paint. It's all he has.
Painting privileges have been removed.
Why?
I don't know.
That's definitely the England brother who paints. I can't remember if it was John or Clarence.
Painting's all I have. I'm sorry, Doc.
I know I would have a breakdown if I was in jail and they took my paintings away.
You okay, Doc? If I was you, I'd keep my eye on Doc. He seems pretty upset.
Cons are always upset about something.
I'm making a new table. I need a hatchet.
A hatchet?
Mr. Zimmerman! Will you come over here for a minute?
Oh, his fingers. Oh. I did not see that coming. Whew.
Here, put that in your report.
Oh my. Oh no. I don't do roaches. No. Is that what is going to give him the idea to go through the vent? Light bulb moment.
I heard about Doc, and I know why he did it. Somebody took away his painting privileges.
Who?
The warden.
We all hate the warden.
I hear there was a slight accident in one of the shops.
Yeah, it seems someone didn't like what he was painting, so someone won't let him paint anymore.
Someone should have warned Doc to be careful about what he paints.
You're absolutely right, sir. There's always the possibility that some asshole will be offended.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Frank?
In the Angles. What are you guys doing?
Aha! Here they are.
We were going over the wall at Atlanta when we encountered a minor problem.
Such as?
They saw us. Is it true no one's ever bust out of here?
So they tell me.
They did a pretty good likeness on the casting. I like how we're getting to know different prisoners other than just the England brothers. And they're getting us to empathize with them and very much getting us to hate the warden. I mean, this movie wouldn't be any fun if we weren't rooting for them to escape, right? Chipping away, little by little.
You still reading that Bible?
Oh, yeah. It's opening up all kinds of new doors. What'd you get sent to the Rock for?
A couple of years ago, I started stealing cars. Got sent to the state pen. There was a bull there liked to push me around. So when I got out, I went back and I stole his car. And the bull saw to it that I was sent to the Rock.
That's unfortunate.
Your mom is going to die.
When?
She's got a few months. Can you call her?
We're not allowed to make phone calls from here.
That's so sad.
Hey, Frank, if you ever try to get out of here, I want in.
Must be Wednesday. We always have mystery files.
Maybe I was a little harsh in giving them a 1-star on the menu. I mean, at least they have some variety, so I'll bump it up to a 2-star.
What's the movie this weekend?
Some cowboy piece of shit.
Was that supposed to be an inside joke about Clint Eastwood and his cowboy movies?
I may have found a way out of here. I was digging around the grill in the back of the cell. I think with some work I Dig that grill out of there and get into the utility corridor, which leads to the top of the cell block, and maybe out on the roof.
How we hide the hole while we're working on it?
Well, we can tear the heads out of magazines. No one will miss those. Paint grills on that and put it back in the hole. We're gonna have to make some dummy heads. Put them in the bunks. The guards won't know. How we get across the bay? We're gonna steal some raincoats. We'll make a life raft and some life preservers out of it.
What about me?
You'll stand guard while I dig. I'll stand guard while you dig.
Here we go. Plan in action. Escapees assembled.
Start digging, so keep an eye out for the bulls.
Chipping away, slowly but surely.
Working with those nail clippers just doesn't have any grip. Hey, guard, any chance of exchanging the spoon? And I want to ask about working in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'd like to find out about joining the kitchen detail.
Spoon's a little edgy. Can I turn it in for that?
Hey, I used to be a short order cook in a cafe down in Georgia.
Smooth distraction.
Is it possible to weld two pieces of metal together here in the cell?
It ain't easy, but I could show you.
Hey, Litmus, huh? Can you get me a dime?
No problem.
I need it tonight.
We're getting real creative. Uh-oh. Okay. Special delivery. I just noticed he gave him that painting. He is a smart cookie, making his little tool. You better not fall asleep, dude. You're supposed to be on guard. Oh my gosh. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
I smell something burning. I don't smell anything.
Hell, must be my imagination. Working nights really gets to you after a while.
Charlie dropping the ball. Only in prison would you have that kind of time and just tedious patience.
I think the grill's welded on two hook anchors. If I can get a wedge out of the carpenter shop, I may be able to knock those anchors loose. This might just be what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but it won't get through the metal detector.
Mark, hold it. I made it for a close peg. I don't believe you. Why would I try to take metal through a metal detector? Because you're stupid.
Quite the opposite. He tried, though. It was a good bluff. Oh, he had another one. Genius. That hole's getting real big. Not quite big enough to squeeze through. It's amazing how meticulous the plan was. It really had to just be executed to perfection.
Paint. One of them's flesh-colored.
What are you painting?
The ocean, maybe.
If you're using flesh-colored paint, you better damn well paint a portrait.
Yeah, we don't want to arouse their suspicion. I say we, like I'm part of the gang. I mean, the fact that they made all these dummies, y'all, and the guards fell for it. Like, you can't make this up. And they had to trust it was gonna work, that the guard wasn't gonna look closely enough to notice that it wasn't a real person. It just had to stand up to glancing scrutiny. There he goes. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It worked, it worked. He's not in there.
Morris go to sleep early tonight? Wasn't feeling well. He must sleep pretty soundly. He hasn't moved.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they faked me out. I didn't know you'd gotten back in there.
Saw the ventilator shaft to the roof, but I can't reach it. I'm gonna need a boost. But tonight, John and I'll go up.
Such an eerie soundtrack. And it's not even there most of the time. It just kind of comes in and out at pivotal moments and stressful moments.
Seems to be a metal hood. There's an electrical outlet here. We just get a motor and a drill bit and a flashlight. We'd have it all.
Where's the nearest hardware store?
Can you get me an extension cord and a drill bit out of the shop?
All right. But from now on, you put your desserts on my tray.
I can use this. Are you crazy?
Yes, he's mad, but he's a mad genius.
Hold it, Morris. Want to take a look at one of those cases?
Try this one. Let's open it up.
Another close call. The amount of times, like, they had to sneak back and forth, too, without getting caught. Crazy. I feel like I don't need to breathe. Oh, man.
How's the raft and the life jackets coming? I think they'll be done Tuesday. Tuesday night we go.
We planted those chrysanthemums 15 years ago. They meant a lot to Doc.
Again, it's regulations, Morris. You know it.
You can't have a flower?
You won't need one.
Some men are destined never to leave Alcatraz.
Warden, you have no heart. You have no soul. Well, he does have a soul, but no heart. It's just like, you know, they have nothing except these little things, and you just take them away.
See you later, man.
Bye.
So long. Boy.
I wish he was going with them. I think Charlie's gonna back out at the last minute.
Shake down. Move.
Don't look behind you, Warden.
Been playing this thing long?
Couple of months.
You any good?
Terrible.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'd be sweating. Heart would be pounding.
Has Morris been doing anything unusual recently?
Sometimes he stays up late talking with the butts.
Split them up. Move Morris.
We can move him, say, Wednesday.
Tuesday morning.
Oh no. This guy.
I missed you, Morris. I missed you so much I got a present for you. I'll give it to you. Later.
Well, thank goodness he's so dumb he gave him a heads up about it.
He'll kill you. I'm not gonna give him the chance. Can you get the raft and the life jackets ready to go by tonight?
Bull, you carrying?
Who? Lee?
He's probably just found a different hiding place for it this time. He had a buddy.
Where you going, Wolfie?
Good job, English.
Let's take that walk. Looks like you could use some exercise.
Can't believe they're making me feel sorry for this dang mouse.
You're going to.
The untold story of the mouse that escaped Alcatraz. I hope that was a different mouse. I think it was. That would be a tragic end. It's chickening out. That spotlight stresses me out. So far, so good. They're outside. Oh gosh. Too late now. The train has left the station. I mean, making their own little life vest and their raft. Ooh, that would be scary. I love how the music swells a little right when the red light appears every time. It's like, wee. This makes it so much scarier. There it is again. That's so good. Oh no. Okay.
Where's tearing this gear? Throw me the stuff when I get over.
Man, it's just one obstacle after another. Oh, that would be so noisy. Ain't happening, Charlie. Oh, it's so cold you can see their breath, which means the water is freezing. After you do all of that, you have to have enough air to inflate a raft. Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. See, I was like picturing a little raft that they would ride in and kind of paddle, but that's just a raft that you like lean on. And your legs are just flailing in the water. Shark bait. Oh, they're not going to show us what happened? Man, I was ready for an intense rafting sequence.
Get up, Morris.
Damn it, Morris. I said get up!
Surprise! And English just smiles.
What have you got?
Photos and a notebook of Clarence Anglin.
If that was important enough to take along, they wouldn't have lost it.
Maybe they lost it to look like they drowned.
Do chrysanthemums grow on this island?
Not here on Angel Island.
They left at lights out. They had a 9.5-hour head start. I wonder if they made it.
They drowned.
He says unconvincingly. Yep, that's right, Warden. Your perfect little record was broken. Whether they died or not, they escaped the premises. That's crazy that it was closed less than a year later, too. It's like, well, it failed. Even Alcatraz doesn't work. I enjoyed that. That was very documentary-like. I've seen TV features about Alcatraz, and they got a lot of things right that I remember. Like, they were very meticulous in showing how they possibly escaped and showing each stage of preparing for the escape, like showing them digging the holes in the cell walls, and they had to get the life jackets and the raft and make the dummies. And I loved how they included all of that from the real story. The makers of the film definitely did their research, but I also like the different little fictional elements they worked in throughout the story with characters. Like I talked about during the movie, throwing in those different characters to kind of create empathy for the different prisoners and really make us just hate and despise the warden and root against him and root for Frank and the Anglin brothers to escape. Like we had Doc, who unfortunately decided to chop off his fingers. That was horrifying. I felt for him. I felt for him almost the most because as a painter myself, I was like, you can't take away his painting. That's all he has. And so I felt especially bad for him. And then English, I really liked him too. I forgot to look at who played him, but he was just a cool dude. I loved his line delivery. I loved his charisma, natural charisma about him. He was very likable, and I loved his interactions with Frank throughout the movie. I loved that he saved him near the end when Wolf was, again, trying to sneak in a shiv and do away with him. I like that English was able to watch his back there. And yeah, I mean, this movie very much had kind of a documentary feel about it, of just like setting up the escape and then showing the escape. how they supposedly did it, and again each stage of prepping. And I like how it was very much about Frank Morris. Like the Anglin brothers were there and they were part of the escape and all of that, but we didn't really get a deep look into who they were as people, their backstory, how they got there. We aren't told any of that. It's just they're there and they want to escape. They've escaped before from other prisons. But it's definitely not a biographical movie about them. It was much more about Frank Morris. Having said that, we don't learn anything about his backstory either, really, like where he came from and what's important to him, what matters to him, except for escaping from Alcatraz. We get little tidbits here and there about what their skills are, what they're good at, because they're obviously all very smart, handy with tools, and they're able to create all of these different little devices. So we see glimpses of who they are, but we don't get like family life or any of that kind of stuff. We did get that one tidbit about Frank when he's like, you didn't have much of a childhood or something, and he said his childhood was short, like he didn't come from a good home, good family life. We got that little tidbit about him. So there were little sprinklings of things, but this was very much focused on Alcatraz and on the escape. It was not about showing their lives before they went to Alcatraz and all of that. It was just their time in Alcatraz and the escape. And it definitely looked like they shot it, at least a lot of it, on location. Like a lot of those shots looked like they were shooting at Alcatraz. I could be wrong about that, but that's really cool. And I liked the score. It was very eerie, very creepy, almost kind of horror movie vibes. And a lot of the movie had no score, which really added to the atmosphere of like the doldrum and monotony of it, just like day in, day out living in Alcatraz. But then in the tense moments during the escape, when you needed that extra oomph, it was there. And it was very understated. Like there were, I think the part where it stood out to me the most was where the red light kept blinking and it kept going, moo, boo. And it really added to the tension at that part. And that was where I really noticed the music the most. It kind of seamlessly blended, just building the tension in certain moments, and I really liked it. As always, I thoroughly enjoyed Clint Eastwood. He always does such a great job in whatever he does. I actually am wondering if this is my first time watching him in a non-Western movie. I might be forgetting something, but yeah, got to watch Clint Eastwood in a non-Western movie, and he nailed it. He did a good job playing Frank Morris, the kind of just stoic and don't mess with him kind of prisoner. And I don't know who played the Anglin brothers. I forgot to check the credits. But, you know, just glancing over here at the faces on the cover, I feel like they did a pretty good job. Maybe more so with Clarence than with John in terms of facial resemblance, but they did a good job with that. And I was wondering, like I said, going into the movie, like, are they going to support the they died theory, or are they going to go the direction of they escaped and they survived? And I feel like the movie was definitely hinting that they survived, like having left the chrysanthemum there for the warden to find, like an in your face, you know, giving him the middle finger kind of thing. I felt like they were hinting that they survived, but they did not state either way, which I think was a kind of fun way to end the movie instead of like directly confirming either way what view the movie was supporting. I like that they left it kind of open-ended and leaving it a mystery for the viewer to wonder and suppose either way and then go and do their own research. I like that they decided to end it like that. I've made my feelings on the matter known, but of course there's no way to know for 100% certainty. But again, I think this book makes a pretty darn good case for the possibility that they survived. So if you are someone who's interested in that theory, you think it's a possibility, they made it out on the raft, they made it to Angel Island, they made it to Brazil, they survived, don't forget to go and pick up your copy, order your copy of Alcatraz, The Last Escape, because I promise you there is so much interesting stuff in that book that you have never heard about the Alcatraz escape before. So go and check it out, guys. You won't be disappointed. And thank you guys so much for watching this reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. Click the link in below to head on over to my Patreon if you want to watch the full-length watch along over there. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys next week for another Film Friday. Bye guys.